Okay, hello from Advocate Illinois Masonic Medical Center. This is Dr. Andrew Albert and Candace. Not live broadcasting, but close enough. And we have some messages for you. But we wanted to talk to everybody and give an update on Candace, but also share a little bit of a story for those that don't know Candace or don't know what's going on. So, Candace, why don't you give people a little bit of a...
Hi, I'm Candace Henley, 15-year colorectal cancer survivor, diagnosed at 36 years old, and I am in the hospital because I had a bowel blockage. This is my second one since my diagnosis 15 years ago.
Okay. All right, I guess I'm the interviewer. We're making this very informal for all of you viewers out there, but we also feel it's important to talk about colon cancer, at the moment that things happen, because some days are good and some days are not so good, and this is one of those days that in our lives is not so good. But this is where Candace and I came together, so we want to make sure we share with you some real deal information. So perhaps, Candace, you can share with us what happened the other night.
Well, I had been in intense pain starting Sunday. I hadn't been able to eat, hadn't been able to pass a bowel, and finally I was like, this doesn't feel good, and I determined that I needed to get to the emergency room because I finally had nausea and vomiting. And so but before I went, I texted Dr. Albert, hoping he could give me something to keep me from going to the emergency room. And unfortunately, I wind up at the emergency room, and for sure, I had a bowel blockage, and wound up in his emergency room. And they found out that I had a bowel blockage. I had dilated loops in my colon, my small intestine. And so I had been in an extreme amount of pain, not able to keep any food down, not able to eat, period. Didn't have an appetite, and couldn't pass a bowel, couldn't pass gas. And it was the most painful experience that you really wouldn't want to wish anyone to have. And so I have been treated very well here, medicated, and unfortunately I had to have an NG tube, which just came out hours ago. Something this goes down your nose and into your stomach to take out the contents of your stomach, and it is contained into this container here. Can you show the container? This container here. I know it looks gross. So that's but they took out the contents of my stomach so that my bowels could rest, and so that I could finally have a bowel movement and pass gas 3 days later. And so the whole point of this is to make sure that if you have not been seen by a gastro, if you're a colon cancer survivor and you're having issues and you don't want to go to the doctor and you're having issues, please go to the doctor. Don't wind up like I was in the emergency room, the ER. If you are friends and family and you haven't had a colonoscopy and you're still contemplating on having one, this is not your life. This is not the life that you want to have. Not only just having cancer, but this is what happens. This is a part of the cancer journey, and it is painful. So if you can avoid it by having a colonoscopy, making sure that you're healthy, making sure that you see your doctors on time, starting at 45. If you start that at 45, this is your chance for survivorship. This is your chance for survivorship. You can be, colon cancer is 90% preventable. All you have to do is get tested. And had I known this before I was diagnosed with cancer, that I had a family history, I guarantee you I would be tested every year, and I would have not had colon cancer. So this is a warning for those of you that have not been tested, and for my friends that are colon cancer survivors, please listen to your bodies. Please take your time. If you start feeling funny, if you don't feel well, rest. Relax your body, relax. I am guilty of not relaxing because I've been on the go. So I'm just sharing this tidbit for you, from me to you. Relax, rest your body when you need to rest. And for those that have not been screened, get screened. Does that work?
I think that works. I think that's enough. If you made it to the end of this broadcast, we'd like to thank you from on behalf of Candace in her hospital room for listening. But the truth is, whatever it takes to give people the impression and make them understand that colon cancer is real, I think you just made it very real.
It's real. See, I have IVs.
Yeah.
See, not fun. Not fun.
We'll update you more later. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.